Absolute Radio.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
This is Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio. Remember her? With Emily Dean and Alan Cockerel. You can text the show on 81215. Follow the show on Twitter at Frank on the Radio. Email the show via the Absolute Radio Webby. Now then, when is the Queen's 90th birthday? Can we establish that? It seems to have been going for about a month.
Well, that had gone. But
it's on again now. It's back.
Oh.
Well, is it this weekend?
Like a phoenix.
She is like a phoenix. Yeah, she's got that vertebrae that with like the stranding tendon around the armpit.
Isn't it? It's pretty cool.
I don't know. I've heard that she's not actually capable of flight. Apparently, she used to levitate slightly as a child. But
it's a
now,
shame, really, that she never
it's just it's a reminder. Like we've got that last bit of tail left.
Do you like the Queen, Frank?
Do you remember I used to really... I bet the Queen once got very excited.
Oh, did you?
Do you remember she made some sort of not an unpleasant remark about art?
About you?
Remember someone gave her a picture of her horse and it was a bit blue.
And what did she say?
And she said, oh, that's the colour of the horse, is it? Or something like that. And I thought, no.
You thought she was a bit Philistine.
I did. That's actually is her real name. Phyllis Stein.
Oh, really?
That'd be great if you were called
German origin in there.
Phyllis Stein and went around complaining about culture and...
See, I'm quite a fan of hers.
Well, you know, I like all 90-year-olds, really, in that, you know, it's not worth not liking them.
You'll be saying that about us soon.
Yeah, you know.
No, they'll never say that about us.
I don't like the ones who've been arrested for war crimes before you text in. I don't like them. Well, I like them until
Happy birthday.
I like them till they're convicted. Because, you know, you've got to give people the benefit of the doubt. But after that, I hate them.
Good rule. It's a good rule.
But anyway, she's been doing the honours.
Oh, yes.
She loves
dishing them out.
She loves the honours.
Dishing them out.
Firing them out like she's got a T-shirt cannon or something.
Ant and Dec, they got the honours.
Sir Ant and Dec.
They deserve it, don't they? I mean, no one would begrudge...
Which one gets the Sir?
No, the thing is, they couldn't give them... they couldn't give them a knighthood, that's it. I think they might not have... They might have got a knighthood, but you can't be Sir Ant and Sir Dec. It ruins the whole rhythm of the thing. So they've had to give them OBEs, is it?
What colour are those badges, red or black?
Oh, that's a good question. Do they have a certain amount? Is there like a pile of so many OBEs, so many MBEs, and they have to allocate them? Or do they do more sometimes? And
what, do they get desperate and go, oh, Nick Knowles, come on?
Yeah, Nick Knowles, what, CBE?
I love the fact that you looked at me with eye contact about how many OBEs there were going around.
No, but is there an allocation each list?
Doing it again. Our royal correspondent, Alan Cockerel, I don't know.
You'd be a great royal correspondent.
Wouldn't I?
I was thinking, though, Ant and Dec, if they decided to go the other way round with their names and called themselves Dec and Ant, they wouldn't have been embraced by the establishment and the mainstream.
Why is that then?
Because it sounds a bit like decadent.
I agree.
And I think the British people, deep down, they don't like that. They think that's
now you tell me.
They think that's a French thing, you know, smoking in bed.
Oh.
Frank, what about Brian Blessed?
He's got one, I think.
What?
He kept that quiet.
That's the only thing in his life.
Don't they actually get told to keep it quiet?
Brian, keep it down.
The only thing ever that he's kept quiet, and there it is.
Tim Peake.
Brilliant.
Guys, Tim Peake.
Yeah, but Tim Peake's got a really weird award.
I'll tell you what he's got. He's got the Companion of the Order of St. Michael and St. George.
Now that
is a hell.
I should be nominated for that.
Is it Marks and Spencer's?
Yeah. It means shopping assistant at Marks and Spencer's. That's
is he still in Companion. That? Is he still up there?
Oh, he's still up there.
Yeah.
I think he comes down this month, Tim Peake.
Well, the offers are going to dry up when he comes down.
No, there'll be a big surge of offers at first.
No, there won't, Frank. It makes it all special because he's out of reach. He's up there.
You think?
No, I think when he first comes back, he'll do This Morning for the big interview.
This morning?
And then it'll be back to the laboratory. Wouldn't it be brilliant if the Queen had just given one of them an OBE?
And order.
Yeah, if she'd have just said, oh, I don't like that one with the spiky hair. Or not giving it to Dec because he's Catholic. So just giving it to ants.
Just ants.
Or giving them a different thing.
One got
Give
OBE, one got Sir.
Yeah.
That would be
Oh,
great.
they knighted one of them. Then it could be Sir Ant
They
and
definitely
Dec.
would have to bicker. My mum told me that me and my brother, she eventually had to buy us in the shop, excuse me, there we go, in the shop she occasionally
Still
would buy
there a
us
bit. I don't like it when it's still there.
I'm sorry.
It's gone now.
What can I do?
It's gone.
People will think the show's underwater this
She would buy a tube of Smarties, but had to identify that they both had the same colour lids, because if one was blue and one was green, somehow we would invent a way that one was better, and then we would start a fight.
Tough parenthood.
Yeah, it is difficult, isn't it? But that must be like Ant and Dec. If one of them got knighted and the other one was OBE, you could imagine them.
Have they
having
been
a
knighted
right.
or OBE?
LBE.
Oh, thank,
No, but I'm saying if they just
thank
knighted...
goodness
if-
for that, though, because I love them, but they shouldn't be knighted.
No, but if they just knighted ants, then they
Oh,
could
come
be
on.
Sir Ant and Dec.
That would be
I know.
Sir Ant,
And
pause, and Dec. Which Sir Ant and Dec sort of suggests a joint thing.
Or Sir Ant and Dec OBE. Dec OBE.
Oh, yeah.
Dec OBE.
Decobe.
Rod Stewart.
I'm happy for Rod.
He got it. He's Sir Rod Stewart now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how that's going to work out.
Yeah. I was just clearing it up in case people were thinking that
Queen's
he's
got a,
companion of the Order of St Michael and St George.
The Queen, you know, she touches one shoulder and then the other shoulder. It's got quite a lift
Oh,
for a
yeah.
90-year-old woman.
Yeah.
Got to lift the sword right over Rod's plumage. That's going to be a bit... She might need
A bit of
assistance
shoulder
with
work
that.
out that.
And Brian Blessed's laugh. Oh, can you imagine that?
That could kill her. If he suddenly burst... Oh, thank you! Poor Queen. She's gone the Queen down. Queen down! Goes right. Buckingham Palace. Alarm goes off.
Absolute Radio.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
Frank, earlier this morning, I was talking about...
Sounds like a policeman in court.
I was talking about your hit song. It did very well on the hit parade.
Oh, yes,
It's
it
called
did.
3 Lines.
Yes.
And I said, I know all of your lyrics. And you said, you don't know all of them. You challenged me. And there's a bit in the second version, 3 Lines Redux. And you said, can you remember that bit? And I couldn't. Anyway, someone tweeted us with it and said we could dance Nobby's dance, we could dance it in France.
Yes. Or we could dance Nobby's dance. We could dance it in France.
Yeah.
For our Midlands listeners.
Oh, hello! We've just had a variation on that from Jeff Owen. I always thought that lyric was, we could dance in advance.
Yeah, it's an interesting idea that you could dance in advance.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be great, wouldn't it, to go to a club and someone said, come on, Frank, get up. No, I danced, I did all my dancing this afternoon in anticipation. Get it out of the way.
Yeah.
At home.
First dance at a wedding. We did it last week. We had a lot
we
on.
did it last night. We just had a spare minute. So let's get the first dance out of the way. People wouldn't like it. First
No.
dance at the wedding.
Bad, aren't they?
What was your tune?
I didn't have a conventional wedding, really. So-
Yeah.
Just jump over a broom.
It's all gone a bit S&M community.
Yeah, it was like that. It was like that.
So you didn't have a first dance?
No.
There must have been a first dance.
No.
There wasn't a
yeah.
dance.
Only 7 people there.
Frank, he's embarrassed because it went a bit, you're just too good to be true. I think
Well,
it went
that's
a
a
bit
good
Jack
song.
Jones.
That would have
Yeah.
been a good
7
first
people's
dance.
enough to dance, isn't it? Especially if...
That's true,
Have you
actually.
seen 7 Brides for 7 Brothers?
Oh,
There's quite
God,
a lot
now
of
we're
that.
Gonna we're going to have breakdance troops emailing the show saying 7 people's plenty to dance.
Do you get breakdance troops?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Troops?
Yeah.
Any old
Respect to them, if you're
All the
listening.
time.
If I get married, can you and David sing at my wedding?
Yes.
Okay.
I can't speak for David, of course.
No, who
I
can?
think you'd have to speak to his agent. Might not be as cheap as you think. Oh, Rod Stewart. Did I ever tell you when I saw an audience with Rod Stewart? Do you remember
did
those?
you?
Do you remember those programmes?
Oh, I love
audience
those programmes.
And Rod, I spoke to the... what they used to do is come up to you in the green room and say, will you ask this question for Spike Milligan, whoever it was you were...
Oh, so I didn't know that. You were given the question.
Yes, I'm afraid it's all so false.
Okay.
So they asked me to
very
ask
true.
this thing about whether Rod still got to watch football, which of course something I really wanted to ask. But anyway, I thought I'd... He said, look... He said...
Do they say your name first? Do they say Frank
Loves
Skinner, or do
football.
they say Man in the Blue
No,
Shirt?
they don't say that. I wish they
Okay.
had, because actually there was an incident later because they don't say that, which shows why they should say that. Rod is... Rod was very man of the people about the whole thing, and he said, look, I don't want the celebrities sitting at the front. He said, celebrities, they don't enjoy themselves. I want the ordinary people at the front and the celebrities at the back. Well, I mean, he'd gone too far. Anyway, so that was what they had to do. So there's a load of us at the back.
Well, at least you've got to sit at the front, Frank.
And he said, I don't want any set questions. I'm just going to ask people for questions. I want to keep it real and all that. So they'd said, well, it can be a bit difficult with the public. He says, no, I know the public, etc. So anyway, he did 2 numbers. He sounded in great voice. He looked good, And he said, right, got any questions? A bloke put his hand up. The bloke said, why don't you make good albums anymore like you did in the 70s?
Oh, no.
We learn our lessons the hard way in this business.
Frank Skinner.
On Absolute Radio.
Absolute Radio.
We've had a text in of a real life joke. Those jokes that people use in real life.
2 blokes going to a pub.
No, not quite. We were talking about OBEs and people being knighted and stuff.
Yes.
Steve in Folkestone has texted, morning guys, first time texter, talking about knighthoods, etc. Our vice captain at the golf club, we can see how this is going. Our vice captain at the golf club was given an OBE for his services to the rail network. His name is Dave Ward, OBE, now known as Dave Wardrobe, lol.
Oh, that's very good, isn't
You
it?
stuck an extra R in there.
Let's not worry about the R. Don't be picky. Don't be picky. That's fantastic.
Very welcome.
Yeah.
That's good.
I wonder if there's any way they can, at the Christmas do, persuade a witch and an actual lion to attend just for the photo and Dave Wardrobe. The lion, the witch and Dave Wardrobe would be one of the great photos. I mean, that'd be how many hits would that get?
Oh, hits.
On
hits, yeah?
Schmittergrab. Is there something called Schmittergrab?
No, but there should be.
You said that as you were clutching your chest.
Ow.
Maybe you are.
Schmittergrab! It's German for get the tablets that are in the top drawer. No one here speaks German, I perished.
Al, someone's stolen your joke.
What?
Stuart Potter says, tell Alan I used his joke about the wife being a keeper and it got huge laughs. Hashtag, I'm having that.
Good, you're welcome. I don't even use it anymore.
No, I'm sorry, I still think it's wrong.
Why?
Because it's Al's joke.
Okay, it's wrong of the man to use it.
No.
Well, he's fessed up. Did he credit him? Did he say, here's a joke by the popular comedian Alan Cockerel?
That
That's
might
fine.
have been a stretch.
Yeah.
Well, you're popular in our house.
Oh, good.
We've been reminiscing about the Pig of Marseille.
Well, you have. I didn't even remember the Pig of Marseille.
Oh, the Pig of Marseille was one of my favourites.
Oh, the Pig of Marseille, lovely Pig of Marseille. Yes, it was a man. I have no memory of this.
He was a famous football hooligan. I think it was 98. He was lost in France.
Oh, dear.
I'm not sure if he's going to be allowed entry this year. He wore the little Charles Bronson round glasses.
Well, they can't stop a pig up an entry.
What?
So it's just a bit old saying. Yeah.
Where?
The Pig of Marseille. It's because he was a fat, big man.
Well, no, that's not why they've denied him entry.
No, but why? No, it's very narrow doors, Marseille.
Oh, I see.
No, is that why he was called? That was
I think
the porcine reference.
Yes, I believe so, and also because he didn't behave in a particularly pleasant way.
No,
Am I right, Al?
I don't know. I think so. Yeah, he doesn't seem like he's
apparently though. When
popular chap.
Whenever he went into mode, to attack someone, all the other England fans will go down, 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 and then he just. I'm guessing me and him wouldn't be.
Pals.
Wouldn't get on that.
Why
one.
not?
Well, I don't. Because
you constantly eat bacon sandwiches, isn't it?
I heartily disapprove of football hooliganism in all its aspects.
Right. Yeah.
And I think we might disagree fundamentally on that topic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's probably a topic he brings up a lot.
Yeah.
England. Oh, no. So, I don't know if he should go. Can't he just go to a fan zone? He can still hit people, but, he can dealt with by the English police.
Yeah, if you're listening, Pig of Marseille, don't text in.
Well, I don't know. Do you think he calls himself? Do you think he says, all right, darling, I don't know if you remember me. I was known a few years ago, I was known as the Pig of Marseille. What are you doing after?
What are you doing after?
Yeah.
POM.
But he's had his nose pierced. Like a really big nose.
Oh,
People say, we had that done for. Well, I don't know if you know, but in 1998, is he furious that people call him the Pig of Marseille?
Do you think he still
might be.
dines out on being the Pig of Marseille?
I think he dines outdoors.
I wonder if he gets invited to Premier. Like, who have you got tonight? White Power Ranger, Nick Knowles, Pig of Marseille?
Hello and welcome to Frank Skinner On Demand, the show where this week I'm with the Pig of Marseille, and then we'll have a clip of him from the news. So, what shall I call you, Pig of Marseille? Pig? Pom? Pom for short, use the initials. Pigo?
Pigo.
What are we going with? No, I don't see him getting... I don't see him and Tim Peake on Graham Norton together.
No.
Although, well,
Be a bad booking.
it's a great image, maybe we could Photoshop it.
Absolute Radio.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
So I was watching the opening ceremony last night of the football, and I didn't realise that the French have got their own red arrows.
Oh, do
Yes.
Arrow Rouge. What is arrow? Do you know what's French for arrow?
No.
Charlie,
Arrow.
you probably did French too, A-level. No. Anyway, and this
Well,
is...
in fairness, it's not something you do in everyday French language.
What, arrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, mate.
How long ago did you learn French?
She didn't do
During the New Romantics period.
Right.
She didn't do 11th century French.
No, that's true. Agincourt, I bet it cropped up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
French. You couldn't have been an Agincourt and not come away not knowing the French for arrow.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'd been thinking about that because I was lying on my lawn this week, and I had a rare moment of just relaxing, and I looked up at the sky, and I saw one of those. This has puzzled me my whole life, and I've never actually got round to asking anyone about it. But why is it that you get those planes where white stuff comes out the back of them?
Oh, we
Smoke.
will definitely get
Oh,
an
and
answer
some
to this.
don't.
Yeah, you know, you get those really high up, like
Yes.
little high white planes, little ghost high planes.
I feel
Yeah.
annoyed now because I know this. It's in
Do you know it?
Well, I know it, but I don't.
They
I
have
can't
a
recall
trail.
it.
But
Yeah,
not,
but is there a switch? Is there like a red arrow switch that you switch on and then
no.
the smoke comes out?
Well, there must be for the red arrows for it to be coloured. They do it with colour, don't they?
They
some of
do,
them?
red, white and blue,
Yeah, but
as
but
did
normal.
the French. I'm starting to think
good.
they've only got those colours, so it's only countries with red, white and blue in their flag.
But
They
as
ca-
if the pilots haven't enough to worry about. I mean, I can't. It's like having to dabble with all the sort of sat nav when you're driving.
Yeah.
I don't want them worrying about colours.
But the ones in the little tiny white planes that fly very high, you're saying that their
Normal
smoke comes
planes.
out all the time. They're normal planes.
I think normal planes have a thing that they leave behind them. I listened to a podcast about this years ago, but I can't
would
remember
love
what it-
to know. I wondered if they're actually cloud distributors.
That's what it is. It's sort of disturbing of the cloud.
No,
yeah.
but do they fly around deliberately creating
No,
clouds?
I don't think they're creating clouds. No.
Is it a sort of anti-sunburn thing by the government?
No, I don't think.
How many times have you watched? Sometimes you just see their remaining lines after they've gone.
Yeah.
I don't really watch the planes that
You don't
much.
watch planes?
I get on them.
Oh, well. We used to have a saying, I don't know if they still say this in comedy, Al. They used to say, never do comedy in a town where they still point at aeroplanes.
Yeah.
But I often point at aeroplanes. I'm still slightly fascinated that they're in the sky.
We've had a text saying it's
metal
water
bird in
vapour,
sky.
Frank. It's
Hold on,
water
we'll come...
vapour.
What you... No, he's thinking of E-planes.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
I'm on about the old-fashioned tobacco planes.
Absolute Radio.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
Hey, I'll tell you what, the switchboard has lit up, Frank.
Has it?
Yep, you've lit the switchboard
Where is the
up.
switchboard at Absolute Radio?
Well, it's right here in front of me.
Okay.
My screen's lit up with
Okay.
texts, emails. Emily's getting
Yes.
tweets all about what it turns out are called chemtrails.
So
Those are the things that
that's
leave
the
the
bit
back
that,
of home.
Pete Foley says high-altitude planes produce contrails from the exhaust of their engines when the hot exhaust gas meets the cold atmosphere, causing the water vapour in the atmosphere to condense, giving a white trail. I do it for a living.
So, does that mean that the planes that,
like him.
normal planes you see flying, not super high planes,
Yeah.
they're actually kicking it out, but we can't see it because it's a bit warmer
Yeah.
when it's nearer to my garden.
Exactly
so.
that. I believe that's the
So
correct
they're all
answer.
kicking it out all the time.
Yes, which is what possibly may be worrying Adam Chingford, who has
Yes.
texted, Frank, it's the government! Check the web for the conspiracy theories. They're trying to control us by dropping chemicals on us. That's Adam
Okay.
Chingford.
Yeah.
What's he got, an umbrella? He's got away with it.
He might just be spending time in
We're
his
laughing
greenhouse.
about it.
I
Who
don't know.
knows? Some of these conspiracy theories are going to be correct.
Well, you say that, but 351 Andy in the Bath. Oh, sorry, it's Andy in Bath.
Yeah.
Absolute Radio, please do not talk about chemtrail myths. The lines are CO2 and water. Only people in foil hats believe in chemtrails. Andy, engineer in the Bath.
Oh, no, that's
He's an engineer as well, so that makes it true.
We've embarrassed ourselves
so
now.
not the lion and the scarecrow. The other bloke. Oh, so I think I've got to say... What I don't understand then, what about this? What about
Yeah.
when you hire... say you live in Margate, and you hire that bloke that lives at the local airport...
Yeah.
To
Oh,
go
yeah.
around in his tiny little plane and put "I love you, Karen."
Oh, I was
To
going to
write that.
Susan. So
What
close.
about
Yeah.
that?
Well, he doesn't fly super high. They fly quite low. Those blokes that write "I love you, Karen." So how does he do it?
He's not
8,
even
12, 15.
Frank Skinner.
On Absolute Radio.
Absolute Radio.
We're talking about these planes.
Oh yeah.
Aerobatics teams, like the Red Arrows, use diesel with coloured dye. It vaporises when released through the nozzle above the engine exhaust, giving the coloured smoke trails. Light aircraft over Margate can do the same thing.
I see.
That's again Pete Foley in Gloucestershire.
Okay,
Who's
I
our,
get it. I just wanted to
Trails
establish, the bloke in Margate doesn't have to fly super high.
I'm glad you did, and I find it interesting, but we can't please all of the people all of the time.
Oh no, let me guess what's coming next.
908 has texted in, Hi guys, never heard so much rubbish talked about a more boring subject. Plain exhaust fumes. Come on, liven up. England! That's in caps, that bit.
Oh, that's a pic of Marseille.
That's from Kenny in Leeds. I just feel like his voice ought to be heard as well.
My advice is if you've never heard more boring rubbish talked about a boring subject, you should tune into any other radio show. Anyway, I'm biased. I'm a little biased.
yeah. I mean, it's not for everyone, Kenny. That's,
No, true.
soz
It's,
mate.
it's like any worthwhile
We're getting a lot
journey.
of abuse. Chris Davis, come on, Frank. The messages are done with the type of dye. Sometimes I think you're being a bit of a git for the sake of it.
I honestly didn't know how it worked, and now I know, and that's a good thing.
For the sake of it.
If you don't ask in this world, you don't find out. Anyway, we won't mention it anymore. You've made your point. Touchy.
Absolute Radio.
Frank Skinner. On Absolute Radio.
This is Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio with Emily Dean and Alan Cockerel. You can text us on 81215. You can follow the show on Twitter at Frank on the Radio, or you can email the show via the Absolute Radio website.
I thought you would have allowed it on the unbelievable to crumbelievable, just on the strength of the pun.
I like a pun, but,
Punbelievable.
He likes a pun, but he doesn't like a sellout.
we were once offered a vast amount of money when Iceland introduced their home delivery service, so that the adverts could say Iceland's coming home.
Oh, I would have quite liked that.
I'd have liked the money, but I feel I'd have been washing my hands for many, many, many years. I could have given it to charity, I suppose. Mm-hmm. But you have to look after the old song.
You did the right thing, Frank.
Do the right thing.
One of the many reasons why you're my mentor.
Thank you so much. We should talk, I think, about, let's call it Euro 2016.
Let's call it that.
Yes.
That's really good naming skills you've got there.
Well, you say that, but I did a whole load of links for Sky with Dame Joan Bakewell. And at the end of it, we'd said 2014, 14, I think, throughout. And they said, sorry, Sky policies, we say 2014, so we have to do them all again.
That is annoying.
Don't get in the wrong side of Sky policy.
No, we get Sky policy almost certainly is a pretty American actress who appears in the Daily Mail online sidebar.
Yeah. The Channing
Have you seen
Tatum.
that Sky policy? It's beautiful.
My Sky policy is chemtrails. I just love. I
Oh
love
no!
We
I
can't talk
promise.
about those.
I
love the
promise we
writing.
wouldn't mention those again.
sorry.
People get tetchy in there.
So did you see that opening ceremony, Frank?
I did. It was. It wasn't an epic.
I describe it as very French.
Was it?
It was quite French, but it was brief.
It was.
Brie.
It was very brief.
It's very Brie. Sounds French.
It was. I was all set. I let my son stay up so he could watch the opening ceremony because I thought he'll like all the grand
DJ in a
spectacular.
gold sequin jacket.
Yeah, it didn't start till about 10 to 8.
No.
All right.
And they had 2 or 3 French things. One thing is, he's my 4-year-old is a very big fan of the can-can.
Oh.
He loves that piece of music, and he actually does the can-can. I mean, he doesn't wear the garb. But, so there was a big can-can feature.
Yeah.
But even, I thought it...
Folie Bergère, nod to the Folie Bergère.
Yeah, so
yeah.
he joined in.
Oh, the strange.
Yeah, but I thought he was probably doing it with more gusto than most of the women looked like they'd been phoned 4 o'clock that afternoon. Can you do the can-can? Well, I could do it, but I don't have time to... No, it's fine, just come and... Well, I'll make a gesture towards doing it. And it was all a bit like that.
Yeah,
a
they were just
shame.
going through the motions, Frank.
They didn't have a can-do attitude.
No, they didn't. Very much not. And they didn't play Maurice Chevalier singing the theme from the Aristocats, which I was
Oh, I
very
love that
disappointed
one.
by.
I know.
To which pets do the others tip their hats? Naturally more, the Aristocats. I mean, that's what I wanted.
That's what I want as my new ringtone.
Instead, there was one of those, those things there's one reason for moving to France is that middle-aged men are allowed to follow the activities of young men for much longer. So the DJ...
What do you mean? Oh, the DJs.
The DJ
Yeah.
looked like a bloke who'd been DJing for a while.
What, the gold sequin Jaquito
Yeah,
DJ?
he had a tiger
Or-
on the back of his...
Or what about the one with the white T-shirt with the bow tie on the T-shirt?
Oh, I didn't notice
Don't knock that. Don't knock
I
that.
like the sound of that. but
I
didn't see
interviewed
it.
Cliff Richard once, and he wore a T-shirt with a tie, collar and tie.
Yeah.
Honey. Look what happened to him.
Absolute Radio.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
Come on, people. Emmanuel Petit's hair, I'd like to discuss. Did you see it last night?
Well, Emmanuel Petit's hair hasn't really changed, has it? This is a
Oh,
problem.
it has, my friend. The man bun was not a feature before.
Was it not?
No, it was long and flowing. He didn't have an actual man bun. He's gone all I brew craft beer and
I feel a bit sorry for people who got famous with long hair.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then in order to make sure they still get recognised, they have to keep it into their middle age. So you see a lot of people and you think, very well they would have gone, oh, God, this looks ridiculous. But, it's very... you have to try and look like you always looked as much as you can.
Noel
What's the
Edmonds.
other difficulty is that you then have
So I
to
thought you spotted him then at the window.
hovering.
His
Yeah.
hair's blonde.
I bet he's
Ooh.
got a hoverboard.
He's
Yeah.
kept the blonde, hasn't he? No.
Yeah.
Got all the gadgets.
Sonning.
Every-
Still uses sonning. He's a
Does
traditionalist.
he?
Yeah.
Good for him.
Respect him
But he's
under.
not putting it in the beard, is he? The beard's got a darker hue, hasn't it?
The Cuban heel, though. It's a high
Oh,
heel.
loves that.
So,
I'd say it's 3 inches.
David Baddiel said to me, shall we watch England-Wales together?
Nice.
Oh, that's nice.
The
And
lads.
I said, I can't because I've got a rehearsal for My Fair Lady. That's how my life has changed.
What?
Because I'm giving my Doolittle, you see.
Are you?
Yeah.
What?
Only in a charity event to
Oh.
raise money for the Actors' Church in Covent Garden. I'm doing,
Thought you were,
Alfred Doolittle.
thought you were joining a show there.
No, but thanks for the tip.
I wish.
But you know what? I was really nervous then. I'm not going to lie. I thought you'd accepted in a really ill-advised moment. I thought you were doing some West End show.
Why would
And
that
you-
be ill-advised?
It's very,
Because I would worry about
very
it,
popular.
Frank.
Well, thank you for your confidence.
No, I'm not saying you wouldn't be good.
Well, you're saying exactly that. Let's move on.
No, but it would be a big thing for you to take on.
Well, I haven't got where I am today by not taking on big things.
Well, okay.
Anyone who's toured with me, I'll tell you that. So anyway,
So you're going to play Dr. Dolittle?
no.
Oh, okay.
Alfred Doolittle.
Oh, yes, okay.
I'm getting married in the morning. Anyway, so
Ding dong. That's
That's it.
next, isn't it?
yeah, that's the next,
Yeah.
that's the next two words, or is it one word? Is it one compound?
Frank, who else is in
12,
the play?
15.
Who else is in the musical?
Oh,
Can you
let's
say?
not go into the
No, let's
musical.
not
We're
go
talking
into
about the
musical.
Euros.
Okay.
You're upset
Anthony
about...
Andrews, I believe.
Oh.
I had a strange thing with the opening ceremony and the first game, indeed. I was on
Why?
the train from Edinburgh to London King's Cross, so I couldn't watch the opening ceremony, but I did, towards the end, have the second half of the football match on the radio in my ears. But then my train arrived, and I got off thinking, oh, well, this is 1-1. The game's finished.
Oh,
Checked
yeah.
into my hotel, and France had scored a brilliant late goal. So
Well, at the
missed
end,
it.
at the end of the opening ceremony, the Eiffel Tower suddenly
Yes.
appeared, but it dropped in. You know, when you go and see an Amdram local pantomime, and they drop in some like thing at the end, and it's like
Yeah.
a cloth
Yeah.
rolled down. It was a bit like it was honestly
Oh,
like
I'd
they'd
like
been
that, I
cutting
think.
it out that afternoon.
It really was. It
You
was
know, two-dimensional.
two Frenchmen with a pulley and a lever.
And also, the ITV have got
Sounds
this
like a great
table.
night.
They've got a. ITV have gone for a Eiffel Tower table. So they've got a
they?
glass
Yes.
table, but they've got a big the Eiffel Tower legs in the middle of it.
It's so Route 1.
But Slaven Bilic sat behind the legs, and on certain shots, it looked like he got a big pair of checky loon pants on. I mean, I felt
And
because he's a
if
cool
you're on
character.
TV, Slav, and I mean the hair, it's not good.
I love Slaven.
Yeah, but the hair, Frank.
I like.
Come
He
on.
looks like he's. I don't know if he does smoke, but he really looks like he should smoke. He's got the slight haunch of the smoker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'd be very happy to discover that he's on 40 Capstan full strength a day. Would
Yeah.
fit the. Obviously, that would be bad for him, and we on Absolute Radio say don't smoke, but he
And
does
don't
look.
believe in chemtrails.
No, but he does look. He looks right. He looks right for him. I love him.
Frank
Skinner.
on Absolute Radio.
Absolute Radio.
We just did some exercises.
We
in that
did
day.
a few exercises.
Conversation about
Frank.
stretching broke
It's very
out.
inspirational, Bono.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Frank, you're very supple.
Yeah, well
Thank
done.
you so
well
much
done on
for a
that.
man of my age, etc.
Yeah.
I mean, if you my bones are like chalk now. If you think about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah, I did. I drew a small representation of the Laughing Cavalier on the local pavement recently. Got £4.80.
Well done.
Well, I did it with a
should bring
broken
it to-
ankle bone. Anyway,
My favourite Euro story so far is that Gary Neville and the goalkeeping coach cycled off from the England hotel in their team jumpers and shorts, by the way.
well, they don't really. I don't know if they take any other stuff.
You know, like, yeah, I wonder if they have like wearing own clothes moments.
Yeah, they don't have a dress down Friday when they're in the European Championships.
I suppose if they did, they'd all just wear their club kit, wouldn't they? It'd just be
Yeah.
awkward.
Well, sometimes I've been to quite a few like big tournaments, and the England fans, on the days when there isn't an England game, they'll wear like their club
yeah.
shirt, you know, it's casual. So they'll wear,
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
got to
well,
wear
they,
a football shirt.
They cycled off to a local food market, and Gary
They did.
Neville haggled over 10 raw king prawns.
Yes, I found this a bit.
He got a discount.
Very, very
I like the
strange.
shopkeeper who said, "We were shocked when two men in England tracksuits came in." Really?
Yeah,
You were shocked? Just the
I'm
England
never
kit.
shocked when I
You know,
see.
there's a big football tournament on.
Have you heard about that?
I mean, even fans will be wearing the same
To get
getup.
out a bit more,
Like,
love.
What shocked me is that apparently it's for a team barbecue. Now, these are professional athletes, and I don't think that Gary Neville's barbecued king prawns on the week of a match is a good idea.
No, there's a
Like,
team
oh, and-
barbecue, and he bought 10.
Exactly. For a start, there's not everyone's getting one, but the people that do get them,
So
what have they
tired.
got, like,
They're
some
going to be
special-
sliced, clearly.
So how long are they hanging around in that old bike for?
Yes.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
buy prawns off the back of his bike.
Outrun the team. 7 of them in special nappies after the team barbecue. Just not. It's a worry to me. It's a
Also,
worry.
if you're going to get money off things, don't make it fish.
Yeah.
I don't want discounted fish.
Yeah, exactly.
But he
60
got-
euros, they got 12 euros off, Frank.
Yeah, but no.
They're doing
I know this thing, that celebrities don't know how much a pint of milk costs, etc. But he's not 60 euros for 10?
Yeah, it's a lot.
How many? 10
it was.
Tiger King prawns?
10 king prawns, 60 euros for 10 king
Yeah.
prawns.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's not going out into the transfer market this last season, Gary Neville, because the word would be out, well, he pays up. That's stupidly expensive, isn't it? If there's anyone knows what...
They must have been big old prawns. Imagine.
Anyone listening knows what I'd pay for gambas.
You're essentially saying, does anyone know the price of fish?
Oh,
That's what you're
563.
asking people to text
Yes,
in.
that's a
Do you
good-
know what the price of fish is?
I am
It's a good
actually...
radio texting, actually.
Because what's that got to... No, but... So if Gary Neville was still at Sevilla, is that where he was?
Valencia, was it?
I can't remember. Spain.
Oh, let's ask the pig and I'll
If
say
they'd
he'll
said,
know.
oh, apparently Gary Neville's bought gambas, they'd have thought he'd bought some some player in there. That to me sounds extortionate. I mean, if there's any shellfish,
Also, Frank, Slaven Bilic, just so you know, Slaven Bilic, Slaven is a chain smoker. The West Ham staff have had to fumigate his office regularly.
I knew it. You could just see it.
There's 3 pictures of him smoking here. There you go.
I'm anti-smoking, but on this one occasion, respect.
Absolute Radio.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
Yeah, so...
Oh, we're talking about, we've had some news in, haven't we, Al? About
Well.
the price of fish.
563 has texted it was £10 of king prawns, but that is not what the newspaper that I looked
not-
at said.
no,
It
it's
said
not
10.
what I read.
They chose 10.
I imagine when
I
he
was
said he
thinking-
chose 10, he said, I don't want that one, I had that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I was thinking if
sorry,
he's
Al.
chosen 10 king prawns and they're having a team barbecue, Neville's definitely getting one, isn't he? Because he went, and the goalkeeping coach is getting one. Roy Hodgson.
Yeah, Ray Lewington, he'll Royal Sale. It'd be nice to give
So,
Well,
give away one.
815
so we're
says...
looking at 6 outfield
The last-
players getting one. There's no way Joe Hart's having a king prawn at
No,
that
they'll have to
barbecue,
be-
is there?
they'll have
There's
to be.
absolutely no way.
They'll be sliced.
Do you think they'll be sliced?
Well,
Frank?
that's the only way. You can't have that sort of resentment early on in a
Well,
tournament.
815 says the last thing you want before a championship is to get an assistant coach to do an impromptu BBQ. The dangers of food poisoning.
Yeah.
Don't they
Find that
take their
out.
own dietitians, chefs, kitchen staff, etc., to prevent the risk of that?
Yeah, they do set them, and they'll all be queuing up for a slice of prawn. We're not even counting we're thinking about the 23 squad: Roy Hodgson, and Ray Lewington.
Well,
the
we are.
goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Neville wasn't, was he?
No, I think they won't see any of those.
They must have been massive if he's going to slice them up like that.
But
He's
couldn't they
saying.
have got a car to pick the fish up from the market? Why do they take it on a bike?
Yeah, well, I think
When
he's
in
probably
Rome.
thinking I'm in France.
When in Rome.
I'll get a bike. I don't know if you saw
It's
him.
got
He
a
had
bit Raymond
he had
Blanc.
He had a beret, Breton shirt. What if he'd gone down like that? I noticed the coach, speaking of their transport, I don't mean Roy
Oh,
Hodgson,
yeah.
I mean the coach, the vehicle,
Yeah.
has got on the side, one team, one dream.
Oh, is that what it's got?
Nice.
I'm not sure.
I like
I'd
its
rather-
rhymingness.
Why don't you like it?
Well, first of all, it's just a fairly basic rehashing of the phrase dream team.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is used commonly. Also, I'd rather, if I was going to rhyme it, I'd rather than a dream, which seems something that it's or airy-fairy, you haven't really made any attempts at. A scheme, I would have preferred.
One team, one scheme.
Oh, that sounds scheming and Machiavellian.
No, but it sounds
What's
like
it
you're all
next?
working for that. A dream, they're sitting around saying, well, you never know.
I don't know. One team, one scheme makes it sound like they've definitely picked what formation they're going with and they will not change. Like,
What about one team, one theme?
that's all right, yeah.
Shellfish in brackets.
There's a speed awareness campaign near where I live.
Yes, I
where they
know.
want people
Oh, that's
Well,
good.
you would know that, because I believe you. Didn't you have to go and do
No,
it
no,
as
no,
a
not
result
that. I
of
mean,
speeding?
Guess what?
There's an actual
I've got to go on
campaign.
one, so you're going to have to talk me through it.
There's an actual poster campaign in an area near me where they want people to drive at 20 miles an hour. Now, you'd think that they would have gone, like many boroughs have, with 20's plenty as the poster campaign.
Oh, is that what they've gone for, is it?
No, they've gone for 20's enough, which is not...
Oh, no.
It doesn't rhyme.
They really missed the trick there.
I mean, everyone knows 20's plenty. Why didn't they just go with 20's plenty? Like, do they think they're too good for it?
20's plenty is what Gary Neville said when he bought Gambit for €2 2016 squads at the same time. That'll be enough 20, won't it?
Absolute Radio.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
391 has texted regarding... Oh, do we call them... We don't call them chemtrails, we call them contrails.
OK, let's call them contrails.
Yeah, the plane trails.
The white, steamy bits that follow planes around. Let's call them that.
Yep.
Yeah.
391
That's
says
catchy.
it's a plume of condensation caused by water vapour from burning fuel. Absolute 80s. How come Frank got wealthier than me and doesn't even know the basics?
Now, there's quite a lot to unpack here, I think. Yeah, I mean, people do get wealthier than other people without necessarily having the same knowledge base.
What's your response to that, Frank?
And also, I'm
Well,
not
sure
certain
there
that
are
this is
things.
basics. Like, this is
I don't consider this... I consider this very
the
sophisticated
science of
information.
contrails/chemtrails. Is
We did promise we wouldn't talk about this anyway.
Okay, we won't talk about this. However, we can answer the question, how come Frank got wealthier than me and doesn't even know the basics?
Well, here's the thing. Look, I was sent a book this week,
Yeah.
and it's called Houseman Country. And it's a book. It's a book about the life of the poet A.E. Houseman and
Yeah.
his respective work.
Yes.
I was also sent a book of poetry by a poet called Luke Kennard. That's the kind of guy I am. I know about the arts.
all right.
So,
Oh my God, that's so cute.
you know, what comes out of aeroplanes, other than passengers, I'm not that interested in. That's why I just played that song. I didn't play it on Absolute 80s or any of the other decade channels, so I'm leaving this bit alone. Thank God this isn't live.
That may have answered 110's text to you, which is, how come you've never been on Top Gear as well? So,
Questions for you this morning. It's a lot of questions this morning,
I've
Frank.
turned down Top Gear on several occasions.
Have you?
Yeah. Because, why did I turn it down? It was, they want me to do some driving.
yeah.
I haven't worked my guts off to drive myself. So, no, I've never done Top Gear, and
good
looks
answer.
like I'm running out of time. Do it now. That could
Might
be a
be on
reference
for
to
a-
my health.
Might be on for a bit longer.
Neil from the Isle of Wight has suggested a good team slogan.
Isle of Wight! Sorry, it's in the Absolute guidebook that if it's the Isle of Wight's mentioned this week, you have to sell it. You're having a
Yes.
great time.
Yeah.
A slogan.
You're having a great time with the Isle of Wight! Come on! Sorry, carry on now.
He says, was it you that said that the team bus says one team, one dream? Or,
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's-
yes. One
he's saying-
scheme, as Frank says it should
One
be.
scheme. He's saying, talking price of fish, one team, one bream.
Oh, that's Gary
Yes,
Neville.
Oh, man.
Gary Neville drives a tuk-tuk at the side,
Yes.
from which he dispenses sea life.
One team, one bream. Can you chop it into 24 fillets, please? Give all the reserves one as well.
Absolutely excellent stuff. I'm just trying to... Hold on.
What's going on?
It's all
What?
right. It's all right. I've just had a note.
What?
It's block capitals. No need to shout.
Okay.
Frank
Skinner.
on Absolute Radio.
Absolute Radio.
Frank, how about we take a little trip down to the corner?
I take a little wander on a Sunday morning. It really... Come on, everybody. Really is a treat.
Is this that Doolittle character?
Don't know this one.
No, that's what my dad used to sing. It's about people waiting for the pub to open.
Oh, is it?
Anyway, here we go.
Knee by gum, nail corner.
Never more northern. So we're in... Okay, we're there.
We've had an email in from Derek Dupp, 006.
Derek?
Dupp,
Okay.
D-U-P-P.
I know his brother Donald.
He lives 30 kilometres from the Cambodian border.
Does he?
I often listen to the podcast of the Frank Skinner Show as I titivate my water spinach in our back paddy. It usually raises a smile with me. But this week,
That's good.
it rang so many bells that I feel compelled to read the ketones pin number thingy.
Oh, yes.
Do you want to just remind everyone,
Yes,
Frank?
I was wondering if one learnt the notes that when you put your pin number in, your pin.
Yes.
Well, I think he's done that on purpose.
Yes,
in the,
yes.
Yeah.
And it goes
pin number.
ooh, ee, ooh. That if you learnt what those were, you could stand behind someone and memorise the tune. You'd know what their number was.
That was what you mooted, wasn't
That
it?
was my moot.
Yes. So, he continues, James Bond 007... Oh,
But that James Bond.
Yeah.
I'm not sure he uses the second part, yeah. It's like 131.
No, that's his pin number.
Yeah. No, that's when he texts into the show, Frank.
If you're James Bond and somebody said, well, can you put in a 3-digit number for security? He's
Yeah.
going to think, well,
Come on.
it's glaring, isn't it?
Yeah, he's not going to be like you, password 1, written on your hand.
No, he does password 2
See,
sometimes
it's the one that fools them. They don't see
Yeah.
that
Oh,
coming.
right.
James Bond 007 knows the answer to this dilemma on account of him having opened the evil enemy Hugo Drax's Venice office door by memorising and rekeying the door lock tones.
Oh, did he? I don't
So this
remember
must have been in... Was that in Casino Royale? I don't know.
I don't remember which
Anyway.
one. Drax
8, 12,
was in.
15.
He proved it's possible, and so it therefore must be possible too with ATM machines.
He's done it again, the ATM machine.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Brilliant.
As well as the door tone exercise, he also shot a sniper out of a tree, piloted a gondola that transformed into a hovercraft, blew a space station to smithereens, and enjoyed a liaison with a lady... I don't know if I can say this lady's name, it's so rude.
It is, but that is part of the Bond thing, isn't it, I suppose? But yeah,
I
you're
don't
right.
like it.
Go on, say it.
Dr. Goodhead. There were no...
Oh, there you are. Let's come back to this, because let's find out what film it is and then we can delve.
Okay.
Absolute Radio.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
You can text the show on 81215, follow the show on Twitter @Frank on the Radio, email the show via the Absolute Radio website. Personally, I prefer football. I like football. I'd go anywhere, see my favourite team.
Catch me if you can. Sorry.
Anyway.
So, what were we talking about? Oh, James Bond, Frank. We were
Oh,
trying to find
yeah.
out which film.
And we've lit up the switchboard again.
There was a great James Bond film, apparently, where he inserted numbers into a chip and pin
my heart
machine.
went there. I can't remember a James Bond film where he hadn't inserted something. Anyway, he got into someone's
Why you
flat.
kept making it worse?
You what?
He got into someone's
He got
flat.
it. Believe it.
I bet he did.
He got into someone's. Okay.
Come on.
James Bond 007 did the pin number in A View to a
Pin.
Kill. The
Oh, View
notes
to a Kill, okay.
were those
Well.
from Close Encounters. Might be. I don't remember that.
But
Hold on. That's more than 4 numbers. Da, 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 da.
maybe they just stopped after...
5. It was a 5 number in those days.
Maybe. But anyway, we've also had people saying it's Moonraker, so I think...
Anyway, look,
There's
here's...
confusion here.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll do 4 digits, right?
Oh, okay.
And
Oh, this
see
should be
if you
fun.
can tell me.
Go on
Here
then.
we are, right?
Let's hear it, Frank.
What do you think?
I
Do you wanna
that's-
hear that again?
I tell you what, I think that is great radio.
Here we go.
That's good, Frank.
I think that's 0203.
You see, that's why it'll never work.
Is that wrong?
It was actually, as Tom Robinson would say, 2, 4, 6, 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you've told them too soon. I thought we could
No,
have
we don't want a
texting.
big long texting with people just sending in 4 random digits.
Why? Have we got other stuff to do? What?
Yeah. I was behind this German bloke in the queue the other day, and I heard him put his
Oh, yeah.
pin in.
How'd it go?
I'll tell you in a minute,
Okay.
because I recorded it especially.
Oh.
That was it.
Frank, we've had someone tweet us as well, just to alert you to the fact that password 1 is not secure at all, Frank. If you need some great online
What?
safety advice, you should check out their website.
Okay.
Good advice.
2. I'll switch it to 2.
Okay.
Yeah, password 2's always definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be great. When next time I go into a restaurant, and they come over and ask for the pin. I say, "Do you want the actual number or just the sheet music?"
Da, da, da,
What about when you ring up and they say, "Could you give me the 3rd digit of your PIN?" You won't know this, but this is what your PA goes through, Frank. So they say, "Could you give me the 3rd digit?" And then I start saying, "Oh," and then I say it aloud and they go, "Don't tell me the whole thing." Well, I trust you. You're an employee. They get very funny. Yeah. Do you find that, Al?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm not aware of this phenomenon at all. I must.
Well, do you ever get asked for the 3rd and then the 6th digit?
Yeah, Frank finds it easy. Just goes,
on a good night.
Hang on, pass.
Absolute Radio.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
Somebody has emailed saying password recommendation. Use a line of lyrics from a song. So you just pick a song that obviously you know really well.
Well,
and then that's your
you
password.
don't have that kind of scope, do you?
I also heard a recommendation that you should use.
But how many numbers or letters?
Characters. Is that what you're?
Oh yeah, it's called characters.
I'm sorry, I'm so confused. I don't know what's happening.
I don't know what the
My nose
limit
is bleeding. My nose has started bleeding.
What's wrong? Listen, I've had a lovely bit of praise. I know.
We don't do praise.
I know, but
if
this
it's just for you, it's all right.
No, this was before you were famous, so I think that's fine.
Okay.
It's civilian praise, essentially. Rebecca Hiscox. Frank is a very intelligent man. He was my A-level English literature lecturer many years ago at Hales Owen College.
Yes.
Hashtag good times.
Hey.
Now...
Come on!
There you go.
I no, sorry, that was inappropriate. I was celebrating academia.
Yeah.
No, that's lovely.
Isn't that
Thank
lovely,
you.
Rebecca?
Thank you, Rebecca.
Loves the arts, doesn't he? That's why he's not done Top Gear.
Oh, I love the arts.
Hashtag good times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not heard that.
No.
I could use that as a password, maybe.
Yeah, don't use it as a
Hashtag
catchphrase,
good
though.
times.
I don't think it'll end well. Anyway.
Use a line of lyrics from a song. I also once heard on a programme, maybe radio, maybe television, that you could use an old car registration number, because obviously you commit them to memory for a period of time, don't you?
I don't know mine now.
Yeah,
I don't either.
Every time I'm asked, I have to go out and have a look.
I don't know it.
Oh. All right, well, that's terrible advice, then I'm going to take it back.
Yeah.
We've got a lot on.
Fair enough. Do you remember any of them, though, from your past? Do you remember your first car or your favourite cars?
No,
or?
I don't remember any of that stuff.
Oh, well, this is a really bad bit
Don't
of
want that
password.
anger.
He didn't have a car in his condition?
I had a car after I stopped drinking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, let's move on.
Okay, we should talk about a very entrepreneurial couple of ladies in New Zealand.
I told you not to bring that up on air.
Oh, sorry, it's not a news story, it's a bit of gossip that I've heard.
It's a court case I'm involved in at the moment.
Well, while you're on the show, I'd like to talk to you about these girls have set up a business. And it's one of, sometimes you read a news story and you go, I can't believe that doesn't exist already.
No, but I think
genius.
Good ideas, that probably a lot with, if someone has a good idea, you think, well, that must have been had before.
So here's what it is. There are a couple of girls who love cleaning, and they've set up a cleaning business for people who've had a party the night before.
People who've had a heavy night.
So they do the party clean-up, which
I've had a
is
heavy night.
an awful idea.
I went out with Sir Elton John once.
They provide
He was what, 19 stone?
That was just the hair. They provide painkillers.
Oh, yeah.
They provide...
I've got to stop you there.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever been in any sort of work context and you've said to someone, can I get, if you haven't got any paracetamol, they say, we can't give those out.
Oh, yes, I have been in
St
that.
John's ambulance and all can't give those out. But two cleaners turn up and they're happy to dispense.
Have you ever had this where they go, I can't give you painkillers, but there's some asprin on that desk there that
I know
you could
that
take.
kind of-
Have you had
Is that right?
Yeah, I've had that happen.
I think in the health and safety world, you generally don't dispense stuff with the word killer. In it, that's what they're against.
Oh, God. Last week I lent Emily my video of Driller Killer. Is that fine?
Well, I
love
used
that.
to I used to go to a lot of killer whale rental outlets, and that's why they started using the word orca.
Oh, is it?
They use that because there was a period where there was all sorts of too much paperwork.
They bring up breakfast for you?
They do bring up breakfast, the orcas. That's because they swim round and round in a circle, and I warned them.
Yeah, it makes them dizzy.
No, out it comes. Horrible to see as well. 10 gambas last time. Still, we managed to get rid of them.
Frank
Skinner.
on Absolute Radio.
Absolute Radio.
457 Dawn has texted, "Morning Frank, Divine Miss M and the Cockerel. I remember the number plate of my dad's prized car, an old Daimler, from when I was a young child.
Oh, I like the sound of him, Frank. Bit of an Arthur Daly.
TWP 366F. Memorised.
I'm having that.
It was memorised as Twerp Leap Year Fred. It's stayed with me all these years. Never thought to use it as a password. Great tip, thanks, Al." Finally,
That's
the
great.
Cockerel gets the respect due on this show. It's nearly
It's all gone a
5
bit
years.
Zlatan. Referring to himself in the third person.
I love
Finally,
Zlatan.
the
I
Cockerel
love
gets his
Zlatan.
praise.
I spoke to a Swedish lady on Friday, and she told me that...
You know we're on air. We're on air.
Oh, are we on air?
I've told you not to ring those doorbells in Soho.
And she said that Zlatan is top of the voting to go on the new note.
Brilliant.
Is he?
It's going to be on the currency. That'd be fantastic, wouldn't it?
We've also had a text. 787 has said, "Does Frank's academic praise count as a late review?" I think
Oh,
it
yes.
does. I think it
It
does.
does. Yeah, that was a good lecture 28 years ago.
I think you'd be a very good teacher. Frank.
Anyway, these
is a
cleaning
review.
ladies, these cleaning ladies,
These
they-
cleaning ladies, what are they up to?
I can't believe that
That
hadn't been
Madge,
thought
wasn't
of
that
before.
Madge? She just hangs around.
And people don't want to get up and clean after a big night of party.
Well, you say that. Can I just say, this is in Auckland.
All right.
As someone who's lived in New Zealand and is half New Zealand, I can say
Are you half New Zealand?
I am. They're not.
North or south?
They're not big on the wild parties from Wellington.
Oh,
they're
are
not. No. I'm just saying that.
You don't think they're big on the wild parties? Because there's
No,
some
it's quite a
photographs
Calvinistic
of,
society.
There was some
okay.
photographs of the debris, and it looked really messy.
Yeah, it's more of a Calvin
Beautiful
Harrisistic society. Hey?
Very good.
My mum hung out some Union Jack wife once. They nearly called the police.
Oh, that sounds
just-
like an
Really?
overreaction
Yes,
to
yes.
underwear.
Anyway,
It's a political statement.
Is there a more disgusting sight on earth than cigarettes in a drink glass?
No.
I mean, you know that?
No, I know.
Ugh. And
but
then-
I said that to Slaven this morning, but he wouldn't listen.
if they're taking on that
These
job, I
people,
think
you know, these
that's
people
awesome
clean
of
up
them.
vomit at $10 a pop.
Well, that's...
Hang
there
on,
is
a
something...
pop of vomit.
There is something brilliant about them offering the whole thing, but the trouble is, as what I remember from my drinking days, is what I'd need them to bring is a bottle of Pernod for me to have first thing in the morning so that I could breathe again.
Well, they said they bring a dog. What about hair of the dog?
Why do they bring the dog?
Hair of the dog.
That's one...
Oh, maybe
is that
that's what
it's
they
for?
do. Just shave a bit off and give one to each part, I guess.
Imagine you'd be thinking, oh, that'll be the Pernod or the sherry, and then it is a dog.
No, they bring an actual dog.
Yeah, I read that. That's part, but they sort of brag about it.
Is it a really hairy dog and it helps clean the floor? They just get it to walk around.
You
and
don't,
it's
I mean, the last
sort
thing
of brush
you
in
want
the kitchen.
with a hangover. Do you want a dog jumping, licking your dog germs on your mouth?
Can I tell you what's worse? They chat to you. I don't know about
Oh.
you, but you may remember, Frank, when you're hungover, I don't want, how you going?
No.
How you doing?
I want them to bring a pigeon to get rid of the vomit.
This is
Frank Skinner. Absolute Radio.
We were talking about these cleaners that offer a party after party cleaning service. That's the words, isn't it? Like the morning
Yeah.
after, the night before, as it were.
I imagine you just lie there, don't you? And they come and
They
clean
clean
because you
around
feel
you.
terrible, and they
Yeah,
come and clean
yeah, I
around
think
you.
so.
But there's still going to be. Do you think they have specially muted vacuums and stuff? So it's not
Oh,
too
yeah, you
loud?
don't want the
Thought
noise.
of that. I hadn't even thought of that. Well, I said that I couldn't believe that service didn't already exist, and we've had an email that is titled "Fun Fact," which is bold. You know, it's a lot to live up to, isn't it? But I think it
Yeah.
does. Hi, Frank.
How rarely the two go together.
Hi, Frank, Alan, and Emily. Talking of things you can't believe didn't already exist, did you know that Sir Isaac Newton polymath and genius mathematician.
Ran a clean-up service for after party.
They then add, and not very nice man, apparently,
Was
in
he
brackets. I don't know. I didn't know him.
Late review.
I didn't know him. But
Not very nice man. Sir Isaac Newton.
576
I hate
claims.
Sir Isaac Newton.
Well,
He's
someone,
so selfish.
If
someone
you think
apparently
about
did.
it, though, his initials
Yeah.
are sin.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
So that's a bit of
that's
a
maybe a
subliminal
giveaway.
message. That's
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
his sin number.
576 is claiming that Sir Isaac Newton, polymath and genius mathematician.
Come on, I'm sorry to interrupt again, Al.
Again?
But when they say not very nice man, was this late gossip? Or was it on his Wikipedia page? Or did he know someone who
I don't
knows
think you should
someone
trust Wikipedia
who's
about
told
whether
him that he
people are
wasn't a
nice
very
or not.
nice man?
I think you'd probably find they know someone who knew someone who knew someone who knew someone who knew someone for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway.
there must be biographical evidence, I'm presuming, unless this is a deliberate smear campaign.
Get your heads around this. Apparently, Sir Isaac Newton invented the cat flap.
Oh.
The cat flap. I mean, I've
Respect.
misread it as flat cap about 4 times in my head whilst waiting to say
Yeah.
that to you.
Yeah.
But he did not invent the flat cap that we know of. But
He
cat
invented
flap,
the cat flap. That's absolutely tremendous.
that is
That's because he hated
wunderbar.
animals.
Not very nice man,
Well,
apparently.
I've just made up another lie about him. See
Well,
how
he
they
was
like
just-
that?
But that he was letting them
Don't
in.
know it's a lie, do we?
It
He was
only
letting
went,
them out.
It only went out. It was only an exit cat flap that he invented, so the cat went out and
Hang on, he was
killed,
in olden times, man.
was killed by falling fruit.
He was in olden times.
He was in olden times. What was the cat flap made of?
Newton.
Metal?
Wood?
What? Oh, that
Coal?
would be
No, I
horrible.
can buy
Can
that
you?
Sir Isaac Newton
Yeah.
invented the cat flap. Yeah.
For sure.
Respect to Mundo.
You know what I think should exist? I think there should be a thing.
This is a great... You know what I think should exist?
I think there should be a thing that undoes hot shoes for you so that you don't have to reach down. You know when your feet are really hot and you think,
Yeah.
oh, I'd love these looser.
Oh.
And you just can't be
Oh.
bothered putting your... There should be an app for that.
Al, can I tell you what I think there should be a thing? Is a list of all the people Frank says respect to Mondo to. This morning, we've had Isaac Newton for inventing a wooden cat flap and Slaven Bilic for smoking.
Yes. Well, how often the great thing with Slaven, you know, if it's getting a bit dense in there, can just put his foot down, just open the old wooden cat flap, let a bit of smoke out. Oh, it's interesting what we all admire individually.
Absolute Radio.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
I'm just thinking with the cat flap.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Isaac Newton wooden cat flap.
Yeah,
not flat cat.
With all thanks to Madam Sin, Isaac Newton. A service that something I hate doing in the
Oh, yeah.
mornings is shaving.
Oh, yeah, you don't
I've
like
always
that.
hated shave. I've been doing it for a long time, never got into it.
Have you ever considered the beard? No.
No, but what I'm thinking about, what about this for a service? In the morning, I get up, I go over to my solid oak cat flap, as invented by...
Isaac Newton, nasty
I
piece of work.
I draw the flap in. I put my head out the cat flap. Meanwhile, the door-to-door shaving service
Oh.
comes and shaves me. Shaves me
Why do
with
you
my
have
head
to do
out the
it
cat.
through the cat flap?
I don't want them in the house.
Why?
Well,
For
you
the
know,
bits.
we got stuff.
You don't want the bits all over the
No,
place.
so exactly. They can hose me down. It's just going to go on the front step. It's not
How's-
going to be on the carpet.
How small would the shaver have to be?
Why?
Well, if you're at the cat flap level, in order
they
to shave
could
your
kneel.
head.
Of course they could kneel. They'd have specially knee-padded trousers for it.
Like electricians.
And I'd say,
Yeah.
come back at... can you come back at... I'm going out tonight. Come back about 6:30 for the cufflinks. And then I'll just lie with my arms out the cat flap.
Or they could tie your shoelace.
They can come. I'm all right with
Service
shoelaces.
is available.
Cufflinks, there's too many... It's the fact you're going through...
What
three
about
or
that
four.
old neighbour I used to have? He used to knock on my door and ask me to tie his shoelaces. I said, buy some loafers.
Did you?
Yes, of course I did,
Friendly.
and I shut the door.
What was the matter with them?
Well, exactly.
Bad back.
You tell me.
Just age, maybe.
I think it's a
Lack of a
chat.
girlfriend.
It's a chat-up line, isn't it?
Yeah. Can you tie my shoe? It's not one I've tried.
We know where that's going. Anyway,
These girls in the article about cleaning describe themselves as self-confessed cleaning freaks, which I just don't think that that's like a big embarrassing confession.
No, but what they're saying that they've said it themselves. They haven't been named and shamed locally.
But there's
as
no
clean.
shame in it, though, is there? There's no, like, oh, I'm really clean. Like, I'm not. I'm a slob. But I have to be a self-confessed, scruffy, untidy person, don't I? That's a confession, because it's not a good thing.
But you'd
being
get
clean
a
is
lot
good.
more work, wouldn't you, in Great Britain doing post-party cleaning
yeah.
up than you would
Me
in New
personally,
Zealand?
rather
Well, no,
than my
anyone.
stand-up career.
Anyone. Yeah, this is what I'm
Give me a
moving
fixed
towards.
stare, then, Frank. Like,
This is so awkward. I can't bear it.
Well, I'm surely someone should start this over here.
yes, I
I'd
think
be great at this.
I think it's going to be a very difficult
I mean,
business
would they
to
come
copyright.
to me on a central reservation in Birmingham
Yeah.
just to sort of clean me off?
But you two would be great because you'd get cheered up as well.
Oh,
get
if
the
we came
jokes,
along
there's
and
a
did it.
comedy
But
element.
you don't want that when you got a hangover. I don't
No.
think.
Oh, lucky
Which is-
Cass doesn't drink then.
I mean, imagine having a hangover and having Frank come round and go, "On the way!" Whatever it is that he says
Well,
every
that's
10
what's put the
seconds.
glass ceiling on our listening figures on this show.
Absolute
Absolute.
Radio.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
I said a moment ago that I was actually quite scruffy and untidy, but I've been doing a little bit of cleaning around the house myself. I've got a chore.
Uh-huh.
You know when you divvy up the chores
Oh,
of the
yeah.
household?
What chores?
You know,
That's very kind of you. I'll have a double scotch.
I have realised that my brain is not very good for tidiness, but I'm okay with cleaning the bathrooms.
Right.
We've got a small utility room on the ground floor with, a toilet.
With the white goods?
And, toilet
Yes.
and a little sink. Second floor, we've got a full bathroom. Top floor, we've got an ensuite.
Oh,
It's all right. I'm not interested
wait.
in buying it.
I'm just telling you the layout because
Okay.
it's now my job to clean the bathrooms. And I've got a system. What I like to do is I go in with the squirty gun thing.
yeah.
Go
Yeah.
in, spray everything that's shiny, and then
Yeah.
I go up to the next floor and spray everything that's shiny in that, and then the next floor again, spray everything that's shiny, and then I work my way back down to the bottom, and then I clean it all. But meanwhile, the spray that I've done on floor 2 and floor 3 is starting to get in at the dirt.
You
Yeah.
see, I'd start at the top. Just
Well,
in case
would you?
there's a leak. Then when you get down, the one below's already half done.
Let me see.
Yeah, but when you see it all lovely and pristine and sparkling, when you've let toilet dark, do you use that?
Oh, I do them. I
Can
do
we
the
say
actual.
other
Sorry,
bathroom
other ones
cleaners
are available. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
I mean, I do. There is a method to my madness, Frank. I'm glad
Oh.
you've said that, because what I do is I go back downstairs. I'm in the utility room. I clean them. I look up. I clean the utility room, and then I go up to the second floor, and then I get the shower and spray in the bath and do all. I do it all properly, and then at the top deck, I clean all the shiny stuff in the ensuite bathroom, and then this is important detail. I strip fully naked, and I clean the shower in the top deck bathroom, and then I shower myself.
Oh, I see, because you're covered in
I've
cleaning
done
stuff.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I've done a bit of
And
sweating.
grime.
It's a slight cardio workout,
grime,
actually.
yeah.
I'm surprised that cleaners aren't more shredded, if you take my point.
If there's any cleaners listening, I'm sorry about that crass generalisation. I know many of you are lithe to the extreme.
Yeah.
It was so unpleasant. It's the sort of thing Isaac Newton would have said.
Yeah.
I know, yeah. God, he
very
was...
nice
What's
chap,
the matter
apparently.
with him?
He's been trolling
the
me.
matter with
He's
him?
been trolling me on Twitter all morning.
Has he really?
Sick of him.
Sir Isaac Newton.
Yes.
So,
sick of him.
one bad apple. Well,
Yeah.
I'm going to have to look into Isaac Newton now. I want to find out what was monstrous
Why he was
about
such a nasty piece of work.
Exactly. It's great, isn't it? I think could it be a really, really late smear campaign?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
The anti-gravity people.
You think?
Yeah.
Tim Peake.
Yeah, Tim Peake coming back. Let's hit the fundamentalist gravity people. By the way, I've been sent a bag of free pepperami.
Wow.
I know, and
Other
it-
bathroom cleaners are.
Yeah, but it
available.
really smelt this morning in the studio.
Yeah, but with a major football tournament, there's a big advantage to just
Yeah.
being able to reach across.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
So I'm going to sit next to a mound, I think.
A mound of sausage.
Yeah, a mound of sausage. I think that's a collective noun for sausage.
Julia's texted, I too clean the bathroom naked. It just makes sense. Thanks, Julie.
Julie or Julius?
Julie.
Okay, makes a big difference to my visual image work.
Tell Alan I'm a naked shower cleaner. #respect.
Wow, there's a lot of it about.
There's a lot of it about. Just makes sense, as Julie said.
Neil, I share Cockerel's cleaning technique. Emoji of a thumb held aloft.
Oh, God, he's very thorough. Anyway, I hope there's a J-cloth draped over it. And thank you so much for listening this morning. And if the good Lord spares us and the creeks don't rise, we'll be back again this time next week. Now get out.
The Frank Skinner Show on Absolute Radio. Back Saturday morning from 8. Tune in live for the full Frank experience.
Absolute Radio.